I know, I'm gonna tell them what y'all just said. And I know we are all so deeply grateful to Joe Biden for his lifetime of service to our nation, including my dear friends, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, Senator Jackie Rosen, who we will re-elect to the United States Senate.
The woman in the blue T-shirt bends down to yell at the little girl who's sitting in a stroller. A Harris supporter pushes the woman away and appears to tell her not to yell at the baby. The exact cause of the confrontation remains unclear, but the child's father appeared to be holding a microphone, indicating he was addressing the crowd before the verbal assault. The video has more than 21 million views.
You really ought to understand at a very deep level how much your words have meaning.
Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce.
So when we think about what's at stake in this election, whoa, it's packed with some stuff. It's packed with some fundamental stuff. I say rather articulately.
All right, Coach. Doug, you're going to travel across all these swing states, right? And you're going to make sure that folks know that Kamala is going to take care of all of them, just like she takes care of her family.
Yeah. In my role as vice president, I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues and
so with that, I'll yield to the president. I mean, the vice president.
Weird, and then they start being weird. They're weird. Donald Trump's weirdness. Very weird. It's just too weird.
The significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. Remember his number? 32. Today we got 32 days until the election. So 32 days. 32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days.
I noticed.
And so that would be one change in terms of, but also I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump. Understand the difference here moving forward.
最終目標であるラガール連邦国の首都ストーンリバーまであと300キロに迫った。我が軍は
Moving forward, understand the difference here.
レクイエム作戦を開始した。しかしグレナディア軍の正面には
there's this whole, I talked with somebody once who said, if you just look at where the stars are in the sky, don't look at them as just random things. If you just look at them as points, look at the constellation, what does it show you?
Here to remind you, you got this. Because you can do something your opponent cannot do. You can open doors. I see what you did there, like to a garbage truck, right? I don't really laugh like that, do I? A little bit.
Even when I watch them on Saturday Night Live with the where they have Maya Rudolph playing you, I hate it. I don't want you being made fun of.
Oh my God!
There's too much at stake. I believe the entire future of this country right now. I mean, as America, land of the free, home of the brave, I think it's literally on the line.
Knowing that we also have the honor and the duty of excelling in every way possible, being able to see what is possible and not be burdened by other people's limited ability to see the same.
This is what keeps me up at night. I don't understand how my fellow Americans, I don't even understand how this election is close. And yes, I'm voting for you, but I would also vote for that wall over there.
You are a member of the President's administration. Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be, and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
Yeah, and also Howard Stern, it's the fact he didn't realize he was being a jerk is so funny.
Yeah.
Like saying he would vote for a wall. That's like rolling over next to the girl you took home from the bar and being like, just so you know, you can be anyone.
Yeah. 32 days. And we know we will do it.
There was like really good-looking girls running out of there with their hands over their heads.
Yeah, I think the bomb teams are still working.
Did those kids try to have sex with any of the good-looking girls? They didn't even do that. At least if you're going to go kill yourself and kill all the kids, like, why wouldn't you have some sex? And then I said, oh, get the Olsen twins, Mary, Kate, and Ashley Olsen.
What are they up to?
Well, those are the two kids from Full House. Remember the two little girls from Full House?
Sure.
Well, now they're like 13, and they're pieces of ass.
Oh.
We're here because we're fighting for a democracy. Fighting for a democracy. And understand the difference here.
And Maya Rudolph does a good job of making fun of Kamala Harris.
I don't think I watched that. I thought they were being very gentle.
Well, this past weekend, yes, but 2 weekends before, they weren't.
What does that tell you? They got a talking to from the higher ups.
Probably.
Yeah, they probably did.
Yeah.
They probably did.
He has lost his privileges, and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation, and that has to stop. Well, here's what I know in terms of the facts. One must be serious and have a plan, and a real plan that's not just about some talking point ending in an exclamation.
I always felt you were going to probably do 4 years and then try to figure out where to go with Kamala. Then he just wouldn't go. He was like a bug. He just kept being there. He was like a bug right there. Zzz. So you felt. That's what was needed, and you did it. And I just want to say thank you. But thank you for everything you've done.
You've referred to yourself as a wife guy. What's that? And you've been referred to as a wife guy, but you've embraced that. Define a wife guy for me.
Well, I just think in any good relationship, it's, you know, being there for each other, listening more than you talk, and really understanding what she needs and trying to be there for her.
And there might be some people who are Kamala curious, like, oh, maybe I would consider voting for her, but consistently we see independent voters saying, we just don't know enough about her. So she's an unknown entity, and what people want in times of chaos is seriousness.
Some of these type of traditional places that could flood, we really got to watch those areas and those communities. So it takes quite a while. For
Go ahead, Sean. Page are we on?
I'm sorry, we're on page 12, the second graph from the top.
Okay. Turn your camera off.
All right, so if you look, we're 0.15% higher than 2019. We started this quarter off at 2.75%.
Holy shit. Oh, God.
I don't think he's anywhere.
Oh. Call Mika. Oh my God. You called on his cell. Call on yourself. How do we turn this heat off?
Wow.
We can't. Oh, hell no.
It takes quite a while for that water to drain.
They want substance.
I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well-versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
I agree. I can say it. She kicked his ass. That's why he won't debate her again, Chuck. I mean, I've been saying that all over the country for the last month or so.
He refuses to release his medical records. He is unwilling to do a 60 Minutes interview. He is unwilling to meet for a second debate.
They want steadiness.
Can you commit right now that you will indeed visit the U.S.-Mexico border, and will you do it soon?
Jeremy, let me tell you something. Yes, I will.
You know, within a minute or two, it was obvious she wasn't playing.
Doug Emhoff is a lawyer. So, Andrew, Doug's former law firm colleagues anonymously told the Daily Mail that he used to curse at people, held a men's-only cocktail hour in the office, revoked perks for women who didn't flirt with him, and took only young, hot associates to a party in a limo.
What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect, so let's start there. And I think that perhaps a weakness, some would say, but I actually think it's a strength, is I really do value having a team of very smart people around me who bring to my decision-making process
what can he do to unite all people?
And as the leader of this country, he will have to say that there is a moral level of which we all must achieve in every way as we look and interact with each other.
Do you think it's time?
I think that they must have a profound influence on this ban, consistent, however, with all the kinds of things that got him elected. I don't think he's capable of disavowing that collection of people for fear that it may cause him to be unelected.
Do what you have to win.
Inside the family, a harsh game of apprentice. Who would take over Fred's empire? The first in line wasn't Donald. It was his older brother, Freddie.
My father was sensitive. He was kind and generous. He liked hanging out with his friends who adored him. And maybe worst of all, although it's hard to say, he had interest outside of the family business. My grandfather understood none of that.
Their father said Freddie wasn't a killer. He wanted to fly airplanes for a living. Donald thought that was crazy.
They could not understand why Fred did not go into the family business and be a builder like their father was. But Fred wanted to be a pilot, and Donald looked at that and said, well, that's sort of like being a bus driver. Why would you want to be a pilot?
And, you know, they picked the best pilots in the Air Force, United States Air Force, to fly Air Force One.
And here's the thing, it makes you wonder, why does his staff want him to hide away? One must question, are they afraid that people will see that he is too weak and unstable to lead America? Probably should not have said that. But my staff will deal with that later. Yeah.